I see Pro Joker. I see Bago Gaming. What's good? Got my pineapples today. Got to stay healthy, you know. I know this is random. Yeah, I know I go live randomly. I had some things on my mind. What's good, Sasha? What's good, Randy? What's good, Intellectual Gunner? I had some things on my mind. I had actually came across a video, and it was talking about how men don't want to be married or don't desire to get married and things of that nature. And I was like, damn, maybe I should talk about this, you know, because while I am, what's good, EL, what's good, J-Dub, what's good, Mr. Big Low, what's good, Anthony, Kevin, Fritz, Kev, Jay Medley. If I missed anybody, what's up? And y'all make sure y'all like the video. What's good, Dark Sun Scorpio? What's good, Eric? What's good, Jay Medley? RC Anger. What's good? Or is it Art Kanger? I don't know. What's good, Michael? One Miss Loving Life. Evan, what's good, y'all? So make sure y'all like the video, share the video, because y'all know I am random and we want to get, you know, as many viewers as we can. But I wanted to talk about this because while I am a woman that is married, and while I am an advocate for marriage, like I don't see a problem or issue with marriage. What's good, Kanisha? What's good, Devin? Desmond, what's good? Word Life, what's good? He said, dope discussions, front and center piece. I can understand why there are a lot of men that don't want to. Like, that's my gift, okay? It can be a gift and a curse sometimes because I'm able to see different perspectives, even if those perspectives are opposing to mine. Again, I can see why somebody would want to get married, and I can see why somebody would not want to be married. And a lot of men feel like they don't want to be married because of the way that marriage is set up. Marriage is really set up for the benefits of a woman, okay? And I'm just gonna be real. And again, I'm a woman, and I can say without a doubt that marriage is set up for the women to win these days and age, okay? Now, men fear getting played. Okay? Men fear getting played, and rightfully so, because there are a lot of women who see marriage as the bag. They see marriage as a way to snag a bag, and it's not the same as it used to be like back in the day when everybody wanted to get married because maybe it was a part of their religious beliefs, or maybe it was a way to showcase your love and this, that, and the other. No, the game has completely changed now, and the way we view marriage now is more of a business, more so than the profession of one's love and devotion and commitment for a lifetime. A lot of us women, if I can be so honest right now, not all. Me personally, I wanted to be married because I wanted me and my husband to have certain rights to each other. Not because I saw him as a bag, not because, you know, I was trying to, you know, take half of what he had or whatever, but I wanted us to have certain rights to each other. And it's certain things that you don't have, you know, access to automatically without having, you know, marriage tied to it. So that's the reason why I did it. But a lot of women these days, marriage is a way to snag a bag. Marriage is very superficial, and it's all for show. And all three of those things can be a red flag for men, and it could be a turnoff for a lot of men and make them not want to do that. Like J Dub said, you need someone solid first. Absolutely. And I was just going to get to that. You know, a lot of men fear getting played by women because y'all are not really taking the time out to really scope these women out and see how they really move, see how they really operate, see their true intentions. See, a lot of y'all, okay, not all, but a lot of y'all can be easily manipulated by a fat ass and a slim waist and a pretty face. Like, I speak from personal experience. Like, I was once that chick that I used to use that to my advantage. Like, okay, I know I'm attractive. I know, I'm built nice. I know how to, finesse, so I can use that to my advantage. And I see women in my life still do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know I look good. I know I got this, that, and the third going on. So I'm going to milk this dude for what it's worth because I see that he's easily captivated by my physical. I ain't got to really too much do nothing for him. I ain't got to really too much cater to him or anything like that. All I got to do is be cute and maybe have sex with him here and there. But for the most part, no, he just happy to have me on his shoulder. Like, and see, a lot of women will finesse men like that because they know that maybe she is attractive or maybe she knows that she is highly sought after and desired in that way. And so she knows that she can manipulate you in that way to get you to do whatever she wants you to do because you don't want to give her up to somebody else that's going to do the same thing that she's demanding of you. So a lot of women do that because they can. And that's why I'm going to need y'all men to step y'all game up and know and understand that you got to have a little bit of self-discipline about yourself. Don't ever let a fat ass finesse you. Don't never let a slim waist and nice breasts finesse you. Don't ever let good sex finesse you. Don't let a pretty face finesse you. Don't let a few compliments finesse you. Y'all gotta start really sitting back and peeping game. Like, okay, yeah, she look good. Yeah, she talk a good game, but what is she really on? A lot of y'all not doing that. And see, that's why a lot of y'all are afraid of marriage because y'all, I feel like a lot of y'all low key know that, it's a possibility that you could be finessed. Because maybe you are the type of man that, just falls for the pretty face, the slim waist, the fat ass, and a few sweet words. And so y'all are fearful of falling for that type of chick or, granting her certain access to you and having her take advantage. I feel like if a lot more of y'all men out there took the time to really see how a woman was and stop trying to showcase and throw it in her face what you have, because a lot of men, y'all try to reel women in by way of your money, by way of your assets, by way of, your status and things of that nature without really giving a woman the opportunity to see you for who you really are first. A lot of women, fellas, and y'all know, a lot of women are only after your bag. They're only after what you can do for them. And while I do feel like to a certain degree that's natural and normal for a woman to gravitate towards a man that does have certain luxuries about him or certain assets or, accesses to certain things, just because, on the subconscious level, women look for stability and look for men that are able to provide. But a lot of us are so materialistic to the point where we will settle on that just alone. So you got to really be careful by really seeing how that woman operates and how she feels about you before you expose what you have. A lot of y'all are exposing what y'all have way too soon. See how she feels about you without you having to showcase anything. What's good, Gap Talk? You know, and y'all gotta be careful, you know. And I can understand why y'all would be fearful of marriage or why y'all wouldn't want marriage, because y'all feel like majority of women are that materialistic gold digger type. And sad to say, a lot of them are, but you would be able to maneuver around them a lot better if y'all took the time out to really see people for who they really are. The way that you can do that, fellas, is, like I said, not trying to throw it in her face, your bank account. Not trying to throw it in her face what kind of car you drive. Y'all trying to flash y'all keys and shit. You know, you trying to, you know, take her to your house and shit too soon. Like, no, take her out on a few dates, see how she is, you know, fill her out and go about it that way. But trying to reel her in with material possessions and then wondering why she's trying to gold dig you, I mean, you kind of set yourself up for the okie doke when you do that. And so again, it's all about y'all having the taking the proper precautions for yourselves so that you can know and understand what type of woman you're dealing with. All right. And again, me being a woman that is all for marriage, I feel like marriage is a beautiful thing when it's with the right person. You know, and I feel like that's the disconnect that we're having, is the fact that we're not taking the time out to really see these people that we're trying to settle down with. And that's why we have so many divorces. That's why the divorce rates are so high. That's why it's so many, you know, broken families and things of that nature, because we're not taking the time out to do our due diligence to make sure that this person is worthy enough to be with me. We're going strictly based upon the physical. We're going strictly based upon how this person makes me feel for the time being. And it's a lot more that goes into making a relationship, let alone a marriage, last and work. So if y'all just did that, y'all would be a lot better off. But a lot of y'all are not doing that. And that's a reason why y'all don't want to get married, because y'all are afraid of getting played. Because honestly, there are a lot of women out there that are only about the money. They don't marry for love no more. It's a money scheme. It's a money grab. And as a woman, I can say that. And as a woman that is married and desired to be married, I can understand and see why a man in this day and age would not want to be married. It's no perk for a man. It's no benefit for a man to be married. Unless that woman has money. Unless he's with a woman that is making a lot more money than him, or has a lot more assets than him, or whatever the case is, then I can understand that. But majority of marriages, women are seeking after men that have more than them and have more luxuries than them. And you would probably be hard pressed to find a woman that had a lot more money than a man and married him without getting a prenup. Right? Y'all like this video and share this video. I see y'all in the comments. Like the video, share the video. Let me put up this banner so y'all can know what to do. Okay? Like the video, share this video. I know I'm hella random, but we got to talk about this, you know? And to me, that's a little bit hypocritical, because it's like when ladies, when we got the bag, we want to secure the bag. We want to make sure that the bag stays with us, you know. And so if we find somebody along the way that maybe he's a nice guy and, you know, we can see ourselves settling down with him, then all of a sudden, you know, we wouldn't mind marrying him, but he gonna have to sign all kind of documents. Oh yeah, you gotta sign this, brother, sign that. You can't have access to that, do this, do that. And so y'all gotta go through those loops when y'all are marrying up, when y'all are getting with a woman that has more money than you, you are pressed to leave with anything, to be honest. But then when it comes to women, and maybe we don't have as much as a man does, we get totally offended if you say some shit about a prenup. What? This is true love. What you mean I gotta sign a prenup? See, this is true love then. And again, yeah, I'm a woman, and I'm saying this because I know it to be true. I know it to be true. And like the Kingdom Marriage just said, me and my husband personally were not okay with a prenup. Like, we felt like, first and foremost, we're not getting divorced anyway, so it was no need for that. And if you're going into the marriage with a prenup in the forefront, you already have your doubts. You know what I'm saying? So if you are going into a relationship or going into a marriage thinking about a prenuptial agreement so that you can protect your assets or protect your business or protect your money or whatever the case is, you're already, to me, exposing the fact that you don't see this for a lifetime. You don't really feel that person like you should. And so I personally wouldn't even want to get married after that, because you let me know that you don't really take me serious like that. You don't really see a life with me like that. That shouldn't even be in the forefront of your mind, in my opinion. Now, again, although I don't agree with prenuptial agreements, I can understand why somebody would. Okay? I can understand you wanting to be safe for the just in case, right? For the just in case, I can understand why you would want a prenuptial agreement. And what I don't agree with is that, I see a lot of women that do have a lot more money have men sign prenuptial agreements. But then when I bet Dub, okay, if the shoe was on the other foot, she would be very offended if he made her sign a prenuptial agreement. You think the prenup is fair, Frank? I mean, to each their own. But I mean, to me, that it reminds me of how we view marriage these days and ages. Okay, we don't think of marriage as a long-term thing. We think of marriage as something cute to do, and when I get tired of you, then I'm gonna go my way, you go your way. You don't touch my shit, I ain't gonna touch yours. And that's not the mentality or the mindset that you should have towards marriage. When you think about settling down with somebody and marrying them, it should be forever. So you got to make sure that this person is somebody that you, without a shadow of a doubt, want to settle down with and give the rest of your life to. If it's any thoughts in the back of your mind like this ain't gonna work or this might not work, don't get married. Don't get married. Don't. If you have to go into that marriage thinking about the what if, you are not really into that person like that. You don't really trust them like that. And you should protect yourself by not even getting involved with it. And you should communicate that with them in the most polite way possible. And hopefully they understand. And if not, I mean, that's on them. Maybe you guys got to go your separate ways, whatever. But don't get married if you feel like you need a prenup. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. Okay? When I got married to my husband, we both were like, you know what? Ain't no divorce. Ain't none of that. I don't care what we're going through. We're going to have to make that shit happen. We're going to make it work. I love you. You love me. We've been together for this long. We ain't going nowhere. Let's just go ahead and do it. And that's what it's going to be. All right? Like, period, point blank. And if I ever felt within my heart that marriage would not work with my husband, I wouldn't have married him. If I would have been like, you know what, but what if I come up on some money and then, maybe somebody else gonna come along that I like, or I fall in love with somebody else, what if that happened and I want to leave and, I want to be able to leave? Like, no. you don't need to get married to that person. Obviously, you don't really see it ain't that strong. The bond ain't that strong. But again, I can understand why somebody would, but my personal opinion, I don't see it. Yes, Miss Loving Life, hit that like button. All right. But back to my point of why men don't want to get married, besides the fact that they don't want to get played and they fear being played by a woman, maybe being finessed, and maybe she's doing all the right things to get him. Because let's be real, a lot of us women do that. Okay, men do it too, to be 100% honest. A lot of men will finesse a woman and put on a good front until he tap it, and then he, back to his normal self. But in regards to marriage, women do that, especially if she feel like she can secure a bag with that man. Especially if that man has a lot of money, he has a lot of status, he has a lot of access to certain things. She will put on a good front to get that man where she needs him to be, and then it's a whole nother ball game. She cooking for you, she cleaning for you, she giving you massages, she running you hot bubble baths and shit when you come home from work and your body aching. She asking you, how are you, baby? And, catering to you and nurturing you and all of that good stuff. And then you pull out that ring, you're like, hey, baby, I really love you. I want to settle down with you. I ain't never found a woman like you. And she like, yes, got him. Punchline over here laughing. Look, I'm being for real. Born Ruthless says, preach it, sister. Look, I'm trying to be real. Like, got him. Because, yeah, you ain't never had no woman like me, baby. Like, I do it all. I'm a good-ass woman. I'm submissive. I'm nurturing. I cater to you. I make sure you okay. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. I'm doing everything you want because I see that bag. That's how a lot of women are. And that's why I'm telling y'all men right now, as a woman that is married, you need to do your job by really scoping out that woman for who she really is. Do not go out there flashing what you have. Be low-key. Be as low-key as possible. All right? Be as low-key as possible. Be yourself. See how she reacts then. See how she responds then. Then, if she is giving you that same treatment, then that's when you know it's authentic. That's when you know it's genuine. But if she's only doing that after you done showed her your house and you showed her what kind of car you drive and you showed her, what you are able to buy, what you are able to spend, then you got to question her motive. All right, you got to question that, and you got to really do your research on that woman and really, and I hate to say it, but you got to test it out a little bit. I would encourage women to do the same thing. If you have a bag, ladies, and you are feeling a guy, don't go out there letting him know what you got. See how he responds to you just with you being who you are naturally, not with all of your possessions, not with all of your accesses, not with all of the extraness. Like, I want to see if you really into me if I didn't have all of that. Instead of pulling up in that Benz, pull up in that Camry and see what happens. Instead of taking her to the lake house, take her to your apartment. See how she responds. Like, y'all be doing too much. Y'all got to get to know people and see their true intentions. That's how you see somebody's true intentions and see if they are truly into you when all of the extra glitz and glam is out of the picture. And fellas, y'all are setting yourselves up to be milked for what you have by laying your cards out like that. Test it out a little bit. See how she really is. Does she really is she really into me like I think she is? It's gonna be a lot harder to tell that if you're already showcasing your hand and what you have. And see, y'all be doing it ass backwards. Y'all be doing shit backwards and then wondering why it's so hard for you to really determine if that woman is really into you or not. Do it the right way. Queen says, right. The king over here like, girl. I'm trying to tell him. Hide your superpowers. True indeed, punchline. Y'all be showing y'all superpowers too early. And I ain't saying you gotta act like you poor. You know, you can let it be known that you can do for yourself and take care of yourself and this, that, and the third. But don't be out here, you know, spending $500 on a date. You know, you wanna buy her a $300 dress or $1,000 pair of shoes because you got it like that to bloat. Like, no, you at that point, fellas, y'all are buying that woman's love. And that kind of woman will probably end up leaving you if you were to divorce her. If she get tired of you, maybe she get bored, maybe she want to secure that bag for herself because you didn't already expose your hand. You got to be very careful about that. But another reason why a lot of men don't want to be married is because, like I said earlier, it's no real benefit or perk for men. It's no real perk for men to get married. It's all about the women. It's all about what you can buy for her. You know, it's all about you cashing out on the wedding day. What's good, Queen? Hey, Netta B. You know, it's all about you. Okay, for instance, how many times have you ever heard in your life that, well, you ever heard a woman say, rather, that, man, I gotta go out here and buy this engagement ring. Man, I gotta go out here and pay for this wedding dress. I gotta go out here and pay for this wedding reception. I gotta go. Women, we're not obligated like that to do that. At least a lot of us aren't. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to men are expected to go out and purchase engagement rings. Men are expected to go out and buy wedding cakes. Women may go for the tasting. Women may go and, you know, decorate certain things, but a lot of that is coming from a man's pocket. And so men have to be confronted with not only trying to make sure he's not getting played, but he has to make sure that he's not going into debt. You know, he has to make sure that he's getting the right ring. He has to make sure that, you know, this woman is really into him for who he naturally is as a human being. Like, it's no real perk for a man to get married like that. Unless, like I said, that woman has the bag. If the woman has a bag, then he probably gung-ho, like, oh, yes, I'm getting married tomorrow. This bitch made $2 million last year. Yes. But other than that, a lot of the expenses and a lot of the obligations from wanting to get married. I don't know. I just saw something glitch. Hopefully y'all still here. Gabriel says, hold on. Let me see that comment. Gabriel says, you keeping it real. Nice to hear so many queens need to understand men have men have burden of performance. When I reach my success, I only be with women I like. Right now, I'm offered money from women, $500,000. What the hell are you talking about? But yes, yeah, you have to. Women, I feel like it's very important for us to understand the male's perspective so that we are able to make the proper adjustments on our end. The more that we can understand why, like for instance, if I wanted to get married and my husband didn't want to get married, which that was the case. Like my husband he don't see the luxury of being married and all of that, but he did it because he knew that was something I desired to do. And I personally understood why he didn't want to get married. I understood why, you know, a man doesn't want to get married. And the more that you are being understanding of that, I feel like the more he can be understanding of you. But you know, women, we have to be able to see different sides of, you know, the spectrum so that we can meet our men halfway and know where they're coming from and be able to make our adjustments, like I said. But it's no real perks for men. You know, they have to fear getting played. They have to fear debt. They have to fear losing. Okay, let's be real. Men are out here fearing marriage also, or don't want to get married also, because he knows that should that woman want to pack up and leave, she has the odds in her favor. Big J says facts. I mean, women, we have the odds in our favor. If I wanted to leave my husband and we had children and we had a house and we had cars and we had, you know, businesses and whatever, I would be more than likely able to get those things should a divorce ensue. I would be able to take the house. I would be granted custody of the children. I would be able to take half of his business, half of his bank account. Like, that's a thing. And so that also pushes men away or deters men from wanting to get married also, because they are in fear of losing everything that they have worked for. Now, am I saying that that does not apply to women? Absolutely not. If she is a woman of means, then yes. Yes. If she's a woman of means, that man has the capability of taking half of what she has as well. But for the majority of the part, I would say that the system really goes in women's favor a lot of the times, especially when marriage is concerned. Family is concerned. Men have to fear losing their children. They have to fear losing their money. They have to fear losing their livelihood. They have to fear losing their home. And then they have to fear losing their woman. And then their peace of mind and their sanity on top of that. And it just really makes me sit and think like, damn, I can see why a lot of men don't want to be married. Like, I can understand it. Somebody gave me a donation. I can't see who it is. Let me see. At least I can scroll on my laptop. I like to make sure I give my people's love. Shout out to you, Kevin Finley, for your donation. I appreciate that. And shout out to you, Chris Sadler, for your donation as well. I'm sorry, I'm over here rambling. Y'all know I get caught up in my rants. But make sure y'all like this video, please. I see it's 200 and something of y'all in here. We only got 100 and some likes, y'all. Let's make the likes match the viewership, all right? So we can get more people to join in on our conversations, because they are dope. They are needed. And we need to get in the habit of having more people to come through and get different perspectives on different things. A lot of us women don't understand what a man has to go through as far as a marriage or getting married is concerned. We really do it for the whole showboating. It's all about, hey girl, look, I got a ring. Hey girl, look, I have a man. Hey girl, look, you know, I'm getting married and I got this beautiful dress, and that's really what a lot of women are in it for. It's not nothing that's of real substance and value. It's all about boasting and bragging and showing off for a lot of women and securing a bag. And that can make men, gravitate towards wanting to be in a relationship, but not wanting to be in a contract such as marriage, Peace to you, Queen, for your donation. She says, keep flourishing. Thank you, Netta B. I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate all of y'all, okay? Don't think that, because you ain't gave me $1 that, I'm mad or I don't like y'all. I love all of y'all, and I appreciate all of y'all. But y'all know I gotta really show love to the people who give me their donations, because y'all don't have to do that. All right. But yeah. And I was just thinking, like, well, I can really understand and see why a lot of men don't want to get married. It really is no perk to getting married for a man if, especially I should say, if he has a lot of money, if he has a lot of power, if he has a lot of influence, if he has a lot of access to certain things. It's really no perk, and men want to protect what's theirs. And unfortunately, a lot of women, we are superficial. We are selfish. You know, not all of us, okay, not all of us, but a lot of them are. And that can make a lot of men a lot more iffy towards getting married. So with that being said, I would like to encourage us women, especially us that desire to be married, especially those who desire to have a man of power and a man of wealth and riches and things of that nature, or just have a man that is financially stable or whatever the case is. I would encourage us to really, thank you so much, Imani, for your Cash App donation. She says, for much love, Queen, keep going. Thank you, Queen. I would like to encourage us to stop doing relationships for the sake of a bag. Stop getting into marriages for the sake of money, and really get to know that man that you are trying to be with. Really appreciate that man that you are trying to be with, and see how and who he is as a person first and foremost. Because if you are with the person for all the right reasons, you won't have to sit and worry about what will happen if I get a divorce, or what happens if I don't sign a prenuptial agreement, or how do I know this? How do I know that? You ain't got to worry about that if you are getting to know that person for all the right and genuine reasons. See that person's heart. Stop worrying so much about what that man can do for you, and figure out what he can do for you in a way outside of the finances. Because while financial security and financial stability is very important, it's not everything. It's not the end all be all. And a lot of us women set ourselves up for the okie doke when we are trying to pursue a man for financial gain alone. Because let's be real, if a man does have a lot of money and he has a lot of power and he has a lot of influence, he can very well leave you by the wayside for the next best pretty sexy thing with a fat ass, a slim waist, and a pretty face. So if you really got to know that man for who he was, you'll be able to scope out and see, is this man really genuinely into me, or am I just a trophy? Is this man genuinely into me, or am I just something for him to do for when he's horny, or when he, wants to, or when he feels like it? Really scope out these men and stop marrying for the bag, because when you do that, ladies, men are not dumb, and they know a lot of times when you are in it for just the bag. Okay, not all men understand that, and that's why a lot of them are scared of marriage. But some men, I would say, they be knowing, okay, this bitch only with me because I'm rich. She only with me because, I got this and I got that. And so when they know that that's the reason why you're with them, they can use that to their advantage. They can use that to take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what? Well, without me, you don't got nothing. Without me, you can't pay for nothing. Without me, you are nothing. So I'm going to be able to hold this bag over your head. And if you do decide to leave me, I got something for that ass. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really be careful and really see that man for who he truly is too. It's not just a one-way thing. We both, when it comes to relationships, men and women need to really get out of the whole superficial mindset as far as pursuing people to be with, especially in regards to a marriage. Marriage these days are very how can I say this? Fragile. Marriage these days is very fragile. We don't look at it the same way that we used to look at it back in the day. We used to say that marriage was forever. Now marriage is until I'm done with you. Marriage is until I'm bored. Marriage is until I find something else that's better. And it's not supposed to be that way. Shout out to you. Who did I see? AK Spray for your donation. He says, we often overlook black men's struggle with white supremacy in a system where he is expected to perform in the same manner and then risk losing it all. How y'all feel about that? I feel you. You know, but when it comes to especially a marriage, we need to view it differently. Stop viewing it as something that's temporary and view it as something that is lifelong. That way you do put as much effort into making it last and seeing it through as possible. But the problem is a lot of us don't see marriage as this lifelong thing. We see it as, you know, when I'm tired of it, I can leave it alone. When I'm tired of them, I can leave it behind. And that's making us not do our due diligence when it comes to making sure that this person is the right fit for me. All right. Let me see what y'all say in these comments. I see y'all in here going ham. What you don't agree with, Shakir? He says, I don't agree. Y'all here talking about religion. Look, y'all, that we all have different backgrounds, different beliefs, different faiths, different ways of life. I'm not here to shit on anybody or tear anybody down or tell them that their religious beliefs are wrong. I'm just going to be respectful of everybody, and hopefully you guys can be respectful of me. I don't want any of us to be shoving anybody's religion or anybody's religious beliefs down somebody's throat, making them feel like, well, if you don't believe in Jesus, then you going to hell. Or if you don't believe in Jesus, your marriage ain't going to work. That's not everybody's background. And I feel like that is also a problem. That is also a part of the issue, is the fact that we have so many judgmental ass people that are coming through by way of their religion, which their religion is telling you in of itself not to be judgmental, but whatever. But yeah, we have to be understanding that everybody has different ways of viewing things. And you saying that it's all about you submitting to God, or it's all about you accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior to have your marriage to flourish, that doesn't apply to everybody. So my thing is, we need to come to this platform to figure out solid solutions that are universal. Not what works for you, not what works for them, but something that we all can agree on and can all take away from each other and be able to apply it universally, and it works. All right. Mr. White says, what is the purpose of marriage? To me, the purpose of marriage is to unify a family, to build together, to be able to have certain rights and access to each other. For instance, if you're not married and you have been with somebody, I don't know, 20 years, and you have been the only one taking care of them, the only one in their lives, whatever the case is, their kids, their family ain't never had nothing to do with them. If something were to happen to that person, no matter how much time and effort and love you put into that person, and how much love, time, energy, and effort that person put into you, if something happens to that person, you don't have nothing. You don't have no rights to say what they could do with that person. You don't have no access or rights to that person's possessions. You know, it's just, to me, marriage grants us access and rights to each other, where somebody can't just come through and claim what should be rightfully yours. For instance, if something were to happen to me, it's going to my husband. It's not going to, you know, my daddy that was in and out of my life, or my mama that was in and out of my life, or my sister that don't give a damn about me, or my brother. It's going to my husband. If something were to happen to me and I fell ill on my deathbed, they would be asking my husband, what do you want to do with her? They ain't gonna go to my mama that don't give a damn about me. And I'm not speaking from personal experience. I'm giving examples. I love my family. My family loves me. Okay. But let's say I didn't have a close-knit relationship with my family and they don't care if I live or die. They're like, look, this bitch got money. We gonna go ahead and pull the plug. So we can get half. And then you got my husband sitting there like, well, damn, y'all were not even here with this girl. Y'all were not even here taking care of her or loving her or in her life, but y'all can just show up and wreck shop. And that's what happens to a lot of people when they don't have the title of husband or the title of wife. Let's just be honest. I heard before I got married, because I was in that same boat, because I was like, I don't really see marriage either. I don't really agree with marriage either. I do feel like it's just a piece of paper or whatever the case is. But I was sitting down with this older Black queen, and she was telling me like how she ran into a situation with one of her girlfriends where something happened to her husband, and she was taking care of him and everything. His family just came through and did whatever they wanted to do. She wanted to have a nice funeral for him. They was like, no, we ain't having no funeral for him. We gonna cremate him and take half of everything. You got to get the hell out this house because you don't have no rights to nothing. You wasn't his wife. So it just made me really put stuff into perspective. And while I can see why people do marry for love, because you want this person to spend the rest of your life with you and you want them to have certain, luxuries or access to being granted to them through you or for you. I also see the business side of it. I also see, the livelihood side of it, to where I don't want people that I don't have really much dealings with to just be able to come through if something were to happen to me or him, and then I don't have a say or he doesn't have a say. So that was my whole, reason behind why I wanted to get married. But a lot of women don't view marriage that way. They view it as very surface level and very superficial and very materialistic. And that's the reason why people are not putting as much effort behind making, marriages work. And that's another reason why a lot of men don't want to get married. They feel like women are only doing it for superficial reasons. She don't really love me. She's not really into me. She just wants to do it so she can show off to her friends. She just wants to do it so that she can get half of what I got. She just wants to do it so she can have, a certain status and this, that, and the third. So that's why I want to, before I close out, I want us both take this away from the conversation. When you are with the right person and you are doing what you need to do as a man and as a woman to really scope out and see how this person really is and operates, see what their mindset is, see what their intentions are. If we took a lot more time to do that alone, nobody would have to fear marriage. Nobody would have to steer clear of marriage, because we already know who we are getting involved with. We already know who we are granting certain luxuries to. We already know, and we're perfectly fine and content and happy to grant these accesses and these luxuries to that person, because we know without a shadow of a doubt that this person is deserving. And I wouldn't want to give my life to anybody else but this person, because I know his heart. I know her heart. I know how he feels about me. I know how she feels about me, genuinely. If we took our time, we wouldn't fear anything in regards to a relationship, in regards to a marriage, in regards to starting families. We wouldn't think about, will my baby mama put me on child support? Well, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You wouldn't have to worry about, what if my baby daddy leave me for the next bitch? You wouldn't have to worry about that, because you would already know that this person is genuinely into you for who you are. You wouldn't even have those thoughts cross your mind, because you would be that secure. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to being very secure within our relationships. And the way that we do that is by really getting to know the people that we are dealing with. Before we have sex with them, before we show them, what we have and what we don't have, get to know them. Let them get to know you, and you guys can make the proper judgment calls that way. But with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna go. I appreciate y'all. I respect y'all. I love y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all like 100. I agree. You know, and I saw some people say they don't agree as well, and that's fine too. But all I hope is that you were able to take something beneficial away from the conversation. All right. We're all about building strong foundations for our marriages and for our relationships around here, and having those uncomfortable conversations, whether we can agree with it or not. It's about taking away the best parts. Like I said in the beginning, I personally don't have a problem with marriage. I think marriage is beautiful. I think the whole concept of marriage is beautiful. I feel like all the luxuries and perks that come along with marriage is beautiful. But the problem is a lot of us are not doing it with the right people. And that's what's scaring us off. That's what's turning us off from it. So let's get back to doing the work and getting to know people for who they truly are. All right. I appreciate y'all. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that y'all liked the video. I hope that y'all shared the video. I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you hit the notification bell and come on back, because I do go live randomly and we have our dope discussions. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the donations. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. You know, thanks for hitting the dislike button. Whatever you want to do, I just appreciate the fact that you gave me your time and your energy. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't know when I'm going to go live again, but just make sure that you hit the notification bell, because who knows? I may go live tomorrow. But peace, y'all. Much love. Again, my name is Danica Marie, and I'm out.